What's up, guys? Welcome back to Loveacrossthehudson videos.
Alright,
so that's how every time we start a video, we're like, so.
It's true, I always say so
yeah,
too.
it's all good though. So we're gonna talk today about what it's like to live with each other, with your significant other. I'm gonna let Hot Skiri start it up because she had to go through a lot, bro.
So yeah, like basically what the video is gonna be about is giving tips and things that we personally went through when we first started living with each other. A lot of people are like amazed, or not amazed, but they get caught, like they're like, whoa, you guys live with each other? Wow, oh my god, that must be amazing. That's like the first thing people always say. But in the beginning, it wasn't really like that. When we first started, I love people all my life, but when we first started, like, you know, living with each other, it kind of happened just like, I don't know, we didn't really plan it. Like, I would go over to his school and in his apartment down at his school, so that was kind of like a test before we actually got here to this apartment here.
We was with each other for like a year. We was with each other for a year and a half before we moved in with each other, but we kind of lived with each other for like 2 days, and then that's it. We didn't deal with each other for the rest of the week. So sometimes she'll be at the school for like 4 or 5 days for certain weeks, but we didn't live together until I graduated college. Right,
exactly, until he graduated. So when he first moved in, I noticed that from before, actually in his school, let me start with his school. In his school, I noticed that a lot of his clothes were laying around. He didn't really have time to clean up after himself because he had to wake up at 4 in the morning. He would be in bed by like 11. So there was really nothing for him to, there was no time for him to actually like clean up things and wash things, and you know, it wasn't on his mind. His mind was on graduating. So I noticed that, so I took it upon myself to say, okay, while he's in class or while he's doing this, I'm gonna be over here and I'm gonna fix the room up a little bit. You know, I have OCD like to the max, so I was like fixing the room, cleaning his clothes, you know, not on some slave shit, like, oops, sorry, not on some slave thing, but you know, because I wanted to help him out of respect and stuff like that. So then when we got here, I thought it was gonna switch automatically, like him clean up after himself and stuff like that. But I guess since it wasn't pounded into his head, it wasn't like secondary. Like, it wasn't something that he was like used to, I guess, right?
I wasn't.
So yeah, it was kind of hard.
It was a bad habit.
Yeah, it was a bad habit. He would leave like his like clothing in certain places. It wasn't really his clothing, it was more like his socks. And socks would be found everywhere, on the bed, under the bed, on door hand, I mean anywhere you would think a sock could end up.
I wasn't the type to ever leave like my clothes in the bathroom or something.
No, not like that. Like, it was just in the room.
Yeah, when I got in the room after practice I'll just take my stuff off, take a shower, come out and go to sleep. So I still had that bad habit.
Yeah, it was like a bad habit. He had that.
Or
it was
also leaving my food, I mean my like dishes by the bed and stuff. And
yeah, exactly.
I had that with the table. Remember we had the room.
Yeah, when we, because I switched up my room a lot, so at one point my room had a little nightstand next to it, and he would leave all his dishes, like spoon after spoon after spoon, plate after plate after plate, and it would irritate my nerves, like irritate me to the point where I would have to tell him something, but the way I said it was coming off real defensive and real mean and stuff like that. Like, I'll yell at him instead of telling him nicely. I would just come at his neck automatically, because in my mind and the way I grew up was different than he grew up. So in my head I'm like, he should know to clean up after himself. He should not, you know, I was quick to say he's so lazy, he's so irresponsible, he doesn't want to clean up after himself. But it wasn't like that. Like, for him growing up, it was like, yo, I gotta eat and I gotta bounce and I gotta do something. Or, you know, like, you have to put yourself in the other person's shoes, and I wasn't doing that in the beginning at all. I was just like, this is how I like things, and this is how things have to get done, because this is how I was taught. And I didn't think of that. I didn't think that way when it came to him. Like, this is what he does, that's how he grew up, you know what I'm saying? So I used to come at his neck a lot. Basically what I'm trying to say.
Most of our arguments was basically off that though.
Right, most of the arguments was basically off that. But like, a tip that helped me was like, something about me is that every time I told him something and I came at his neck, he would let me know, like, yo, it's not like I'm trying to do it intentionally or whatever. It's just that I'm not used to this stuff. Like, him having clean clothes every day, because I'm always on top of laundry, it was like a surprise to him. Like, yo, you wash those jeans for me? I'm like, yeah, I've been washed them. And he's like, wow, thank you. Like I would have probably wore them dirty because I don't have time to do these things. You get what I'm saying? So after a while, like, he picked up really quickly. Like, there was little things that bother me, like him eating on the bed and spilling stuff, and him not wearing his sandals. And you know,
I walk around the house, I used to walk around the house barefooted. So.
Yeah, barefooted. And the thing about my house is not dirty, but it's like, you know, people come from the outside with their sneakers, you know, it creates a lot of dust, a lot of dirt on the floor, and you can pick up whatever you step on and bring it into the bed where you sleep at night. And I'm very big on my bed, so little by little he just learned things like that. But one thing that actually helped in this relationship with living together was understanding where he came from, understanding where I came from, and really trying to meet each other in the middle, I guess. Like, you know, some days I won't want to clean dishes, like I just won't want to do it, and he'll do it now, like, you know. And it just helps when everybody does their part, everybody meets each other 50-50, and, you know, just take on responsibility. Like, I'll clean clothes and he'll prep the food for the week for us, you know. So we all do our part in this relationship. Yeah.
So that was good.
I went on a rant basically.
Yeah, but it was true.
Yeah.
So the problems that I had to face, or the things I had to adjust to, was definitely that it's OCD. So Haskiri is a very clean person, but she also has OCD. So if I come in the house and I'm talking to her and I have to be in a rush, and I'm, you know, trying to let something off my chest, and I'm, you know, just venting to her, and I take a shirt off and I throw it on the couch in my, you know, my dorm room, she's not even listening to the story no more. She's just staring at the shirt that I threw. So I had to adjust to that. So like Haskiri said, one thing I had to understand is that, yo, this is the way she is, and I have to respect her room and stuff like that, you know. And this is a part of my room, and it made a lot of sense. You know, I grew up in like crack houses and hotels and stuff, so for me it was just a blessing just to get outside with a meal in my stomach. So having clean clothes and folding your clothes and putting it away, that's all new to me. So I knew for me to become a better person and a better boyfriend, I was like, yo, I gotta get this down packed. And it irked my nerves because I suffer from ADD. So when I wake up with something on my mind, I want to do whatever's on my mind at that time, but I have to do it now, and I have to make sure I put my sandals on before I walk and do it. And I got to make sure that, you know, if I just want to eat something, I got to make sure that, you know, I have to clean the dish after or something like that. So the reason why I was like that, guys, is because I had bad habits, and the worst thing I could have done is just lie to myself and continue that bad habit. But I knew I was wrong, and I was like, you know what? Let me just be real myself. I'm wrong, and I have to pick up this good habit. So every day I started doing things to make sure I worked on these things, you know, good habits. So now it's like I have OCD now. So when my brother comes here, or I have, you know, I go to my dad's house, I'll be like, yo, you gotta clean that dish or do this and do that. It's because I learned a different way, and I learned a different habit. So that was hard for me on that part to deal with, the OCD part. But it just made me better. And when you can come together like that, and you're honest with yourself. See, when you have a relationship with someone just not honest with himself, he's being ignorant or she's being ignorant, and that is the problem. It's gonna be the problem every day, and that's an argument every day, man.
It won't work. Like, it's not even about OCD. Like,
nah, it's not about OCD. It's just about like, the fact that I was wrong, and I had a bad habit, and you were so good at your habit, and I was messing your whole rotation up.
Yeah,
and
like my routine that I had.
You feel me?
But
So
it comes down to, like, you know why sometimes I would get mad at Nate is because, you know what he used to always tell me every time I try to tell him, like, can you please just pick up your clothes and put them in if you're not gonna wash them, fine, don't wash them, but pick them up and put them in the dirty pile, like in the bin. He will say, oh, but this is how I grew up my whole life. And I'm like, okay, only because you grew up that way doesn't mean you have to remain that person. You can change. You get what I'm saying? You can change for the better. You want to present yourself a certain way. You know, only because you were who you were before doesn't mean that you don't deserve good things in life or the better things in life, you know? So that's why I used to always get mad. Like, I used to always get mad at him because I'm like, yo, but just because you had to, you know, probably eat off a dirty bowl doesn't mean you still have to eat off a dirty bowl because you don't want to wash it, or you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what got me mad, because I knew he deserved a lot better, and I was trying to do it, but I was doing it the wrong way. So always keep in mind the way you approach people about certain things and how you tell them. That's like one of my biggest deals. I practice kind of what I preach, but sometimes I don't think about what I'm about to say. So when I say it, I'm very like aggressive. Yeah, I'm aggressive with it. Like, your sandals. Like, I'll look at him and I'll say, your sandals.
And I used to have to stop it right there. Like, look, you're right. Yeah. But it's the way you're saying it right now. I'm mad. And like, that's how I started winning that war. Sometimes you're gonna have a boyfriend or girlfriend that they don't think they're wrong, but it's the way they do it that makes them wrong. You gotta remain calm and just be like, look, you're yelling at me right now. I'm gonna put the sandals on, right? We just don't yell at me. But if I would have come back yelling and trying to say, yo, stop yelling at me, then she's gonna, and then we just created an argument. So yeah, that's the problem we had to deal with. And then the last problem I had is that I used to just get up and just do things on my own. So I had a bad habit of like, I'll get up and just go to the gym on my own, and I won't like talk to her about it. Like as far as like my goals, I didn't try to bring her in on my goals so much. Like for the gym example, if I'm on a diet, I'll go in the kitchen, I'll cook something for me. And after a while, she was like, yo, like, I want to go to the gym with you. And I'm like, yo, I didn't know you wanted to go to the gym with me. Like, because I was so used to waking up early and just doing my own thing as far as just the gym, guys. Nothing more than that. Everything else, we worked as a team. But the gym, we wasn't really as a team because I was only with her like 2 times a week, and we probably hit the gym once or twice a week. So then I had to make an understanding of that. So my day is like, okay, I don't go to the gym. Now, I just don't go to the gym unless we go to the gym together. And then there's days that she don't need to go to the gym 6 times a week, 7 times a week. Sometimes I'll go extra, then that's different. But we work out together, we eat the same diet, we do everything together. So I had to understand on that. And all this really comes from just the habits that I had outside and the habits that she had outside. And then when you guys meet each other, you're gonna have to recreate your habits, or
you have to
adjust your habits and make another habit together. And that's what we do. So everything we do is just habits.
One thing too that I've learned from our relationship and just, you know, growing with Nate is that what makes me happy is like the smallest, littlest things. Like, let's say if I was to wake up one morning and I'll just like, let me just get in the shower. Like, in the mornings I like to wake up and just get in the shower to start my day technically. So I'll get in the shower, and when I come back, like, the bed is fixed. It may not be fixed the way I like it because he tries, but it's never even. Like, that's where the OCD kicks in, where it has to be even. But he'll fix the bed and I'm like, you see this? This is good. Like, this is what I like. This, thank you so much. Like, he made my day so much better. And then I'll just, you know, I'll fix it up a little bit here and there, but he still did the bed. And I think like it's like a little surprise, like, oh my god, thank you. It keeps it fresh. It keeps it like, I was thinking about you this morning. I did this for you, and I do the same thing for him. Like, if he has a like bad day, or if he has a long day and he'll come, like, and I know I have time on my hands, I'm like, you know what, let me just make his jello, or let me make his beef or something like that. Like, just doing things for each other when one is down, you know, just being there for each other when one isn't feeling good, or even when they do feel good, you could still do it, you know. So that's one thing we do now. Like, we've been doing it for a while, but we picked up that habit a long time ago. But yeah, so that's our video today about what it's like living with each other. So if you're going through some things with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, just understand that you're gonna have to, it's a team now. It's not about you, just about you, or it's not about the other, it's about both of you. So work with each other as a team. It has to be a team. Everything you do has to be a team, and it'll make you guys stronger. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, share, and teamwork makes the dream work. Remember, I always have to say something at the end. Peace.